So here we are at Eitai. There's Eitai Bridge over there, and we're at the placard that talks about the bridge. We were here a few days ago, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you. This is an Edo era depiction. Let me get close to this. An Edo era depiction of the bridge. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to take you on a tour today of the Tsukuda neighborhood, and what's interesting here is that this depiction here shows the Tsukuda neighborhood, and this would have been in the Edo era. Now you can see there's the bridge right there, so you see the bridge, and then let me bring here. This is Tsukuda, and it says Tsukuda. It says Tsukuda Shima. Tsukuda Island, and that is Tsukuda Island right there. Now you can see, and that's off right there. It's off, and actually the angle is not exact, because the island is about right off in that direction. So you're seeing that. So I think it's a little bit, I don't know if the depiction is not 100% accurate, but that's the Tsukuda Island is off in that direction. So the bridge would have crossed right there where we are here. Probably would have been something like that. And you can see there's a little bit of there. What that's showing there, that's would have been a town. The town across the bridge, just right off in that direction. Let's come up there so you can see that. So there's would be the town that's depicted right on the image there, and then Tsukuda is off, and there's these buildings are in front of where the actual island, the actual Tsukuda Jima island, that island is. So let me just make a little bit of a mention. I mentioned the other day, that bridge is across. There's the bridge right there. That bridge was already there in early Edo era. I think that dates these are all like the late 1698. I think all of these bridges, the original bridges, were constructed around that time. The first bridge is 1698. Yanagibashi, where we were the other day, that also is the initial bridge was 1698. So you can see that was these initial bridges were all constructed right at the same, not even right around the same time, but literally at the same time. Now, I also wanted to mention just an interesting story. I don't think they mention there, but a story about the first bridge, the first 1698 bridge there. Apparently around 1715 or so, it was said to be around 17 years after the initial bridge was constructed, that and apparently because of poor maintenance, and something that certainly doesn't happen in this country now, but because of poor maintenance, the bridge collapsed, and it was full of people, and more than 1,000 people died. So actually a very major event, so when the bridge was rebuilt, probably was a great scandal that it hadn't been properly maintained. As I say, what's interesting about that is how that's just not a part of Japanese culture now. But I also think about how that must have been the city. It was the early days of the city. 1,000 people dying in an event would have been a terrible tragedy. I think the number's about 1,400 people that would have died in that. So a terrible tragedy of the tragic end of the first bridge. Any rate, we are going to. From here, we're going to head towards Tsukuda. We're going to walk down the river and go to in the direction of Tsukuda Island, the original Tsukuda Island. And we're going to give you a tour of that. So here we are. We're going to head off now, and we're going to walk down there. And while we're going, I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of the island. A little bit about the where those people were from, how they came there, and it's an interesting part of the city's of the city's history. And well, let's get started on that. So these people, the original inhabitants of Tsukuda Island, came from the Kansai region on Osaka Bay in a place that is now part of the city of Osaka. It's in the northern part of the city of Osaka, and it is said that these people helped, I believe it was the founder of the Tokugawa Shogunate, Ieyasu Tokugawa, that they helped him in a battle, saved his life. They gave him passage across a river there during a battle that resulted in saving his life. And in gratitude for that, it's either him, and this is where it's not clear. There are different accounts. Either him or his grandson, which would have been the third shogunate, that either the original Ieyasu Tokugawa or his grandson, the Tokugawa that was his grandson, offered these people land, this island in Tokyo at the end of the Sumida River in Tokyo Bay. So, and then they were given that island and given probably a fairly favorable status out of their loyalty. And I've also seen it written that these people, and they were fishermen. It was a fishing culture. They made their living fishing, so it was a great place for them to be. The river's full of fish. The bay, at the head of the bay, it would have been a very attractive place to fish. And of course, with an island there, it would have been a very, very attractive place to be located. And they could set up their community on the island in the bay. So these people, over the centuries, developed a fishing culture. They developed a dish called skudani, and it is and what they did was the shellfish and other fish that they fish, they preserved them by boiling them in salted soy sauce in a shoyu. So the salted, so they boiled it, and this in this salted soy sauce, and it preserved. So the skudani, this preserved fish, it dates from that, and it's sold all over. But this is where it comes from. It comes from this island. So, and it probably dates from the early years of this community, this fishing community on Tsukuda Island. So we're now getting close to. Let me now. So, at any rate, here we're back. So we're now we're going to go over the bridge there. That's the Chuo Ohashi, 1999 bridge there that we're going to go walk over, and we'll come down the river, and we're going to cross the bridge. I'll talk a little bit about it's a quite, I think, beautiful bridge. They lighted up, light part of it in the early evening. It's not as striking as they used to, and I think now we're I should mention, it's going to be a hot day today. It's going to be very, very, very warm. It's supposed to be 33 degrees. It's already like 28. It's already warm. It doesn't even feel, there's no cool. There's the slightest touch of cool left in the air, but it's going to be gone pretty quickly. So it's suddenly got very intense. Rainy season looks like it's over. June 28th, very early end of the rainy season. So it looks like we might have a long, hot summer. I could think of worse things that could happen personally, although I think most people would not share my opinion. But as I think it was the Aesop's fable, one man's meat is another man's poison. So there. And we're going to come up the walkway here. We're going to go under the bridge, under the bridge walkway, and then go across the bridge, and then momentarily after that, we will be in the Tsukuda neighborhood. It is, as mentioned, it was an island, a very small island, and a natural island. I've mentioned about there was a natural rocky outcropping in the area, which basically right there it was a natural rocky outcropping, small natural island there. So which is one of the reasons why you have these towers. These were the first towers that are along the northern edge there. Let me just swing around so you can see that. Let me just swing around. They're like this tower right there. I think that's about a 54-story tower. Those towers were built. When those towers were built, they had the advantage of being on rock. Technology has improved since then, so now you're having towers built in other locations. But there was a natural place for high-rise towers to be built on the firm foundation. See, it's about 6:15 a.m., so it's early in the morning, but it's already a warm day, and we're looking at very, very hot afternoon. So we're going to come under the tunnel, under this overpass, which is the approach to the bridge. We're going to turn left, walk up the stairs, and then we are going to be on the walkway for the bridge. Let me just get this so you get the feel. It's pretty dramatic. There you go. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Let's see if I can just keep that on that as we come up come down. So we walk up the bridge, or up the stairs, swing around. Okay, get into position here. There's the walkway. Now, what's interesting, you'll see right away, and you'll notice the walkway curves. So it's the roadbed. What's interesting about this bridge, I think one of the very interesting things about this bridge, is that the walkway curves. So that's and you'll see how the bridge support, the the steel rods that the suspension rods, how it's not straight, they curve. So very interesting design. I think it's quite a fascinating engineering design. It's one of those things that you don't really think about, and then when you realize, boy, it's really interesting. They've created and the kind of engineering challenges that would have been in order to create such a bridge. Let me just come over here just to give you a feel for the day and the view. Very, very nice. Very almost no wind. Very, very slight breeze. So now the wind is quite calm. Let me give you just come across now. Just swing across and see. Look down. We're looking downriver, and you can see the Kachidoki Bridge. So just coming around, they're working on the bridge there. Now you can see right. Let's see. Yeah, you see there. That's the walkway. It's still closed off. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a yellow sign on the walkway that's still fenced off. They haven't opened it up yet. So let's swing around and continue crossing the bridge. And in just a minute or a couple of minutes, we are going to be at Tsukuda Island and begin our tour of the historical part. Historical, that is, in the sense of the Edo era part of the island. Actually, the breeze there's a little bit of a breeze here, so that it actually feels pleasant right now. Right here, when I was down on the river itself, it felt pretty hot, but it feels pleasant, at least for the moment, here. And nice light. We have a nice light. You can see it's not busy yet. It's still early in the morning. Early in the morning, Tuesday. It's a Tuesday morning. So the city is. It's a work day in the city, and now we're going to finish crossing the bridge here. I think what I'll do before I make the right turn, is I'll swing across and give you a view. You dear viewers, I'll give you a treat of looking back on the bridge. So yeah, it's a very nice view of the. There we go. See that? There it is. Let's see, let me come back. See if we can get a full view of the bridge. We can, yeah. There you are. See, there you are. You see getting the full view of the bridge. And just to get a feel, there's Skytree right there. So you've got both Skytree and the bridge in view there. So I'm going to keep it where at one time. Now in this, I think this is probably fine. This magnification, normal magnification, is probably fine for this environment here. So I'm going to leave that here. Give a wider angle. There's St. Luke's Tower straight ahead. That's actually across the river. That's an office tower that is part of the St. Luke's Hospital complex. We'll go there one of these days and give you a little tour of that. There's another 1920s era. The main building survived was a part of the city that wasn't bombed during the war. Yeah, very cool, nice, cool walk. I'm just letting you enjoy the scenery and the chirping birds and morning. Show you. You see on the left there, that's actually, that's a peace memorial. That's actually a peace memorial there. You see these around town. Obviously a country that went through what it went through in the war. The appetite for more war, more of that, so it's diminished greatly, and understandably. Let's just swing around, and I'm going to swing around here, just give you a nice view, this lovely, very nice view here at the top of the stairs here. And then I'm going to shut this off for a moment, and we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, we're back, and let's, so much for peace, love, and understanding there between these dogs. They probably see each other every day, too. At any rate, so right there is we're looking at the foreground there, those buildings right there. Those are on the island, and we're going to come down across here, and I'm going to show you the canal. Yeah, let's turn left here and look. See that little canal? That canal existed in Edo times, and just exactly like this. It's really unchanged from Edo era. And then you can see that just on the left side there, the original island just would have gone a few meters inland on this side. So that would have existed as an island, and what they did is they cut the channel here. This channel was created to create a docking area off of the river, and we'll see that in just a little bit. We swing around here and come down. Let me just show you the docks. There's the lock, and you can see the entrance. The boats come in. That's big enough. The boats are small enough. They come in through that lock entrance that protects the neighborhood from a surge. Let me see if we can get this Tori here. Yeah, we can. There you go. See this, the Tori. This is the entrance to this this temple. And this temple's been here for a long time. We'll just approach. There. These are Edo era, the street pattern. All of the streets here pretty much, probably very much as they existed in the Edo era. This is Sumiyoshi. The name of the temple is Sumiyoshi Jinja. So this is a Shinto temple. And let me just show you. See, this is an interesting, this circle here. It's very interesting that when people come, and I'll just show you the diagram there, they do they pray, and to enter it, they go see the loops. Let me just bring that up on there. You see that? Do you see that? Let me just pose that when people do that, they circle, come one circle around, and come through once, twice, and actually 3 times that they come through the circle in order to enter the area of the and pray at the temple. Okay. So we're talking about a temple that's been here for a long time. It's a major part of the history of this island. Let me just give you a feel for the main building here. There you go. Okay. So let me just swing around. We'll come back out of the temple area the way we came in. Very small. I mean, obviously it's a small island. They didn't have interestingly, they certainly used didn't take a lot of area for the temple. It's not a, sometimes you'll see a big area, but this small island, this tells you that wasn't a lot of area. That's all the area that they had for the temple. Small community, and we'll be able to walk around the whole island. Now, as we're going to turn left here, you're seeing the Tori there. We're going to turn left, and I've mentioned before, but I'll just mention it again. We on the left side here, we've got this. This is a pre-earthquake house. It's said to date from 1918. That is a 1918, so it was Taisho era home there. So now this is the outer edge, of course, of the island. It would have been near where the river is just here on the right side. There are a few buildings that are date from there's pre-war buildings, a number of pre-war buildings, a handful of even pre-earthquake. This one I don't know the age, but it's this is one of those buildings that you have. It's all covered up. The wood, the original wood is all. The original appearance of the building has been altered. There's probably a beautiful building underneath that. Maybe someday that'll be opened up. So, we got to give you a nice view of this is the matsuri that carry you see that right there. Let's give you a better view of that. And let's see, we got elections coming up. That's various political parties. Got election coming up next Sunday, I believe. This coming Sunday. So there's looking down. This has been the main street, the main east-west street of the island, even in Edo era. So this is the main street of the island, and we'll come around and just walk a couple of meters here to this beautiful pre-war building here. And this is the name of the company is Tennan, and they make Scudani. So they're a Scudani, they're a Scudani and manufacturer. They have been in business since 1837. So this company dates I suppose it would be the incorporation of the company dates from 1837, but this is certainly it's one of these companies that been here a long time. People have been doing this for the actual practice itself, of course, dates from the early 17th century. There's lovely. I think it's probably it's certainly. I would, if I had to guess, I would say it's early right after the earthquake. They would have built it. That's probably the design. That would be the best guess I would have. Would be the mid to late 1920s. The actual building. I've checked that to make sure about that, but that's what but beautiful building, and the figure, the Tennan, the name of the company there is that's on the banner there, reading up and down. It will look at this beautiful. This is so beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Yeah. Really beautiful building. The beautiful rain spouts there. Let's swing around because now you can see the street. And the end of the island is just right. You see the overpass there. That's the from the bridge, coming off of the bridge there. That's the end of the island. This is how small this the original island. Let me just swing around. You see there? Look at the narrow street. This is Edo era street pattern. There. That's what this is. Dates from probably. This is dates. A little island. You had to get as many houses as possible, and you can see the walkway is very, very, very narrow walkway. That's another Scudani. No, is that? Any rate. So fascinating street. It's really, it would have been the original street pattern I would imagine it's the original street pattern as it existed in the early 17th century, just in order to maximize the amount of construction. Just go down, see that every one of these blocks, that kind of narrow. Now you'll see the street there, the colored brick. This is the edge of the island. This was as far as the island actually went. We got some people doing their morning exercises here. This is one of these things, and it's big, mostly elderly, but younger. There's some younger people there. Every morning, 6 a.m., people come out and do that, and they're playing. It's from the radio is giving them the kind of music and the the whole thing. Let me just come down the block here. Okay. Now, let's see. Let me show you some of the buildings on this block. This is a pre-war building. Nice pre-war structure. I don't know its exact age, but certainly, and it could be, you know, it could be even pre-earthquake. I don't know, but it is definitely a pre-war building. And then the one on the right here, you can just see the wood. This just magnificent build. This is one of the treasures of the city, really. Let me come up. This is this is like 19 there. Pre-earthquake building. I mean, everybody comes in photographs naturally. So it's an elderly lady that I've seen that lives in it. Beautiful house, absolutely gorgeous house. Let's bring it down there. 1918, and just stunning house. As I say, it's certainly one of the treasures of the city. You just come here. Just give you a better. Let's see if I can get it's not letting me there. Yeah. Just beautiful house. It's just grand style. Yeah. And we're coming up on this main east-west street here. Let me just show you a couple of the pre-war buildings. At the end of the block, this is a little convenience store, a very neighborhood kind of place. A real neighborhood pre-war building. Now you'll notice how quiet it is. There's no traffic. There's really no reason for. There's almost nowhere to park. So of course the only vehicles that are going to come down here are going to be ones that are making deliveries and such. So this is a very, very quiet neighborhood. Here's another pre-war. This is quite an interesting building because you see it's just a lot of renovation has happened. Let me come up here. There, definitely pre-war style. I wonder if initially the house would have the front of the house might have faced to the east. I'm just wondering. And that this house on the corner, this building on the corner was added later. It's just a guess. I don't know, but you can see, if you look carefully at it, you'll see, let me come up. You can see that there's a little brickwork there, and you can see where it's been altered. That would have looked very different originally. You see how that goes on the corner there? That's just, what the building would have initially looked like. It's clear that it's been altered. So, but magnificent house, very beautiful building. Ohayou gozaimasu. Yeah, it's just a very special neighborhood, very special place. I'm going to turn down this block to the left, and you'll see there's a couple of these. Let me show you these. This would have been how people got water there. These wells, these are old wells. There's a few of them around the island. They probably still work, although I don't know why that did that, but let me swing around. There you go. There's another one. I think I forgot to mention it. Just see the street pattern. There's the temple there, and I think there's another one. You may have seen it, but I just want to point out there's another one of these little pumps. I think it's on this, but that is right up there on the right. So I wanted to get that. Just didn't want to. There we go. There we go. Yeah. That's that old. This is how people got water. They would have built these pumps. And I'm going to walk through the temple area so we can see how the person is circling like that. You should watch that. See how they're doing that as they go in. The island wasn't strategically important, so it didn't get bombed in the war. So among the things that I would say that so it preserved preserved the buildings, preserved the street pattern. All of that is, and probably mean that the residents here weren't affected by the war, so this would have been the original. It would be very easy to imagine that the residents of the island here are the original, are descended from many, if not most of them, are descended from the original settlers. So that would be an interesting story. Now we're on the bridge. The bridge here, the Tsukuda Kobashi. It's the Tsukuda Little Bridge. We have ohashis. Occasionally you have kohashis. And there we're looking at that is part of the dock. Well, we'll turn around, but this was the inlet. Here, just beyond, a little bit beyond the end of there, we would have looked out during the Edo era. You would have looked out onto Tokyo Bay, just right there. So let me now swing around. Let me go to the right so we don't have the sun. We avoid the glare of the sun on this hot morning. And now it talks about, see, here's the dock area. This is where the boats come in. There, these are fishing boats. These are still in use. This is a very active dock area. So some people preserving, I suspect they are fishing boats, but old way of life, centuries old way of existence. So you can see there's the temple area there at the end. You can see where it turns. We saw that. So this would have been like the center, the road here, the bridge, and then this would have been the center of life on the island. It talks Edo, 1798. They constructed, maybe this was constructed in 1798. It's certainly by the old Edo era. It was clearly, it's all on the map of the on the island. Now you see the end of the street. That's pretty much the end of the island there. Let me just turn there. I'm going to swing around here. We're going to go down this street. Just give you a full tour of the island. It doesn't take a lot of time, so no reason not to. No reason not to give a tour, a full tour of the historical Tsukuda Jima. There's a schoolyard there. You can see all the posters. It's the silly season in Japan. We've got big elections coming up on Sunday. So it's the official silly season. They're out campaigning and all. So the island would have just ended, at least the island there. But then you would have had the other island often in that area, the Ishikawa Jima Island. So that, see, one of the things I do is I avoid shooting people if possible. It's kind of just as a courtesy. I try to minimize that. I want people to feel like I'm not trying to take pictures of and film them. So that's certainly something that I do. Take some pains. This is basically as best as I understand the edge now of the island. And say, look how little. Though it may go another block to this block to the left may also be. And let me just show you. Now that is the Tsukuda neighborhood, but this is all now from that direction. This is all post-war. That would be landfill that would have come after the Edo era. So this would have been or Meiji era. There would have been landfill. They would have created that land in the Meiji era, where this is natural land. So natural island. Yeah, this is as I say, as best as I know, this is the edge of the island. And now you see those lights on the right. Very special place we're going to enter here in just a moment. And you see those lanterns. Let me come around here. Keep that in view. This very special little shrine here. There you go, the guy's walking out, so I think we're fine. Let me just make sure. I don't want to disturb anybody who might be going in there in the morning. There, I'm going to come in. Just wait a minute here, because there's a very special place right in there. I think everything is fine. I'm going to come in. See the lanterns there on the left side. And look what we have here. Yeah. Let me shut this off and get a better video. Now you can see the temple, little shrine here. Oh, it's a beautiful little place. Beautiful little place. very peaceful. It says that the Tsukuda Tendai Jizo, the guardian deity of children, and this is the 18th century. This is the deity to guard children. Notice how the tree there, it's just part of it's probably centuries old tree there. Really special place here. Very, very peaceful. Very special place. And turn around and come out. Here, that's the smell of incense along in the temple and all along the walkway. It comes all the way down. You can smell the incense there. And so here we are. That's the street. You can looking towards the main street there. This is the end of the inlet there. Come up because we got a young heron here feeding. I'm sure this is a good place to get goodies. Get a close up of this guy. Yeah. So this is the thing, a big city like this, 37 million people in the metropolitan area, world's biggest metropolitan area, and you can come and near the heart of it and enjoy this kind of feeling, this kind of, I think it's a wonderful neighborhood. I think it's something that if you're a visitor, I think is an important part of coming and visiting if you come to Tokyo, this is a wonderful place to come and visit. So, we're going to swing around here and come out. We're almost through with our tour because we've seen almost the entire island here. So, just going to come around just a little bit more, and you can say that you have seen all of Tsukuda Island. The walkway for the approach to the bridge, and then we're going to come to the left here, and we're just going to go around the corner, and this is pretty much end our tour. Because this is the last little bit of Tsukuda Island. There's the block that we just came down. This is it. That's the whole island. You've seen the whole of this very special historical island. And well, I want to thank you for watching. If you've stayed all the way to the end here, appreciate your watching. And if you live in the area, you've never been here, I suggest that this is worth a visit some weekend. It's quite accessible to public transportation now, so you can get here. At any rate, I'm going to stop here. Thanks. Oh, sorry. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.